last year when I was competing, I was preparing for my show, and bro, my sleep was awful. Like because I wanted to have free time while preparing for a show and stuff, I decided to stay up later, and not go to sleep so I can have more free time. I'm busy all day. I'm at work. I'm at the gym, all that stuff. So at the end of the night, I want to
Yeah.
have some free time. I want to stay up a little bit later. So after a while, like after some weeks, compounding, it started to take a toll on my body because I was putting my body through so much during the day. Of course, actively in your active conscious, you're not gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm tired." Your subconscious is gonna tell you you're tired. Your body's telling you you're tired, but you're not gonna actively say it. But I was running myself through the mud, and it started to show in my physique. And ultimately, I think that it contributed or led to, um, I ended up having some infections develop within my intestines, like in my gut.
Welcome to the Unknown Options, the place where we explore the unknown options. My name is Will. Today I have with me Tyler, the bodybuilder. Tyler, it's great to have you here. Your journey is important, so we want to highlight the good, the bad, and the ugly. For someone who might not know, what is a bodybuilder?
Yeah, man, of course, bro. Thank you for having me too. I just want to say, thank you for thinking of me to bring on the show. Definitely happy to be here too. But a bodybuilder to me, I mean, it's in the name to me. Bodybuilder to me is someone essentially that builds their body. Like, it's anyone can be a bodybuilder. I'll say, like, I think it comes down to, you know taking the necessary steps to build your physique to the point or to a place that you're satisfied with it, that you're not only satisfied with it but proud of it, and it should in a way reflect who you are on the inside. I think that your physique or anyone's appearance, that's the first thing you see when you see someone. So when you see like a bodybuilder, I feel like the first thing you think of is, wow, this person is disciplined. This person's consistent. This person, he knows, the difference between waiting for something that's worth it and not having instant gratification. So I think it evokes all different types of traits, character traits, about a person. And like I said, it all comes from the vision you have for your physique and for yourself, and bringing that to life. I feel like that's what a bodybuilder is, and I feel like anybody can be that. So
I love that.
yeah,
I
bro.
like I see not a lot of bodybuilders, but I see a lot of people that are jacked, I guess.
Yeah,
And I like that you said that it when you see someone as a bodybuilder, you see discipline. I
yeah,
love that.
yeah, definitely, bro. Because it's like, I mean, you don't get like that without discipline. It's extremely difficult to get there without discipline. You got to be either super blessed or super lucky. And I haven't really met anyone, that's like that. So, yeah, bro, it definitely takes a lot.
Very true. I love it.
Mhm.
How did your journey in bodybuilding start?
Yeah, bro. So, and well, you know this because we went to school together. But so I was an athlete before. I played basketball. I played basketball in high school. I played in college. I played at a couple different schools actually, and this is probably, dang, when was this? Maybe about 5 years ago, I would say, is when I stopped playing. Um, so man, stopped playing. It was just getting, it was a little bit too demanding just as far as time and stuff. I was in school, things like that, and so I walked away from the game. And from there, basketball I had played my whole life. So when you're doing something your whole life, it's kind of hard to step away from it, especially if you don't have any plans to do so. So, I was kind of just like sitting around, man, not really doing much, just going to school, working, and my boy Brandon, who Will too, he actually was already doing it. He was doing some shows already. He had been competing for I think a year or maybe like a few months, maybe like 6 or 7 months or so. Um, and I was trying to get in the gym, man. I was getting out of shape. Just really didn't like the way I looked because I probably had stopped playing at this point for about 2 years. And for me, being just like the athlete I am, having that competitive nature, since being a kid and playing in sports and stuff, it was just like I couldn't stay consistent in the gym, without working towards like an end goal, like a game day or a quote unquote show day. Um, so I talked to Brandon about what bodybuilding was like, competing, I guess what competing was about, and being on stage and things like that. And he was the one that really got me into it. So the first thing I did was I picked out a show that was it was pretty far out. I would say almost like a year away, to give myself some time just to, get in the groove and start to really make strides in it. And once I picked it out, man, I, the consistency was there. Like I was in the gym, I was on my meals, I was just learning the whole way. So that's kind of how everything started. Like, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but I mean, my boy Brandon, he really put me on. I mean, I was the one that hit him up about it, but I mean, he showed me the ropes, bro. So that's how the whole thing started off.
I love it.
Yeah,
So I wanna go deeper because like this is a platform for like I guess apprehension and accessibility.
yeah,
I'm not too familiar with bodybuilding like intricately. I know like
yeah,
well honestly from what I see on your on your social media page, but
yeah.
are there like different classes? And if someone was to start like when you started, did you like I know you said you chose a show that was a year
Yep,
out, did you choose a class too
yep,
or
yep, yeah, yeah. So you're literally on the right track, bro. So, um, there's obviously different divisions within bodybuilding. So for the men's side, there is okay, for amateurs, it's technically like three divisions. So they have um the top division, which is called the bodybuilding division. Then they have a division under that, which is like the guys are a little bit smaller, so we have like a weight cap and a height cap as well. For that one, it's actually called classic physique, which is the division I compete in. So they have another one below that. It's called men's physique. And pretty much the difference between these three, it's more so just judging criteria. So for like the bodybuilding division, they want more size. Like, I mean, the bigger you are, the better. For classic physique, which is what I compete in, it's a little bit like in between. It's like they want a lot of size, but they like the aesthetics, like the pleasing look. So they like to be really lean, really conditioned, like no body fat on you. They want a good amount of size, like I said, but they want good shape. It's like a mix of everything. And then they have men's physique, which is where you wear like board shorts or swim trunks. And that is a little bit of a smaller division too, but they don't have like a weight cap or anything. So there's different divisions. I compete, like I said, in classic physique, and within that division, they have height classes. So like if you're in between like 5'10", 5'11", there's a certain weight cap for you. Same thing for 6 foot to 6'1", and so on and so forth. So I compete in the like 6'1" to 6'2" height class. So my weight cap is 230 pounds. So I can't weigh any more than that, before doing a show. So that's kind of like, we have our weigh-ins and everything, and that's kind of how that whole thing works, man.
nice. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
And
bro.
if someone if someone walks up to you, let's say they're 160
Mhm.
pounds, not really in shape, not really out of shape, they say, Tyler,
Mhm.
I want to be a bodybuilder. I want to look like you. Take us through the steps of really maybe how you got to where you are
Mhm.
or how you get someone else to where you
Yeah,
are.
yeah, for sure. It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of steps. But so to be honest, man, like the biggest thing that comes into play is nutrition. So it's gonna be the diet, the food. Um,
How big is nutrition? Because I always hear like working out in general, not to the extent of bodybuilding,
Yeah.
but it's like 80%
Yeah.
nutrition, 20% working out. How much is it to you?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I go with that rule of thumb, 80% nutrition, 20% training. I think it's like 90-10 or 85-15 or something. I mean, to me, it's just from like my experience, my personal experience. Like, if I've seen it. Like, if your diet is off or your nutrition's off, even just a little bit, it can really even give you the edge or really put you behind from where you're trying to be. A perfect example is I was recently supposed to compete. Was it last month? And so I haven't. I've been like not technically off diet, but I haven't been like prepping for the show for about 2 months or so. During that time, I haven't really been training that much. Like, I've just kind of taken a break from it all. But, I've still been on my diet. Still trying to adhere to that program as much as possible just to not let myself get too out of shape. And man, it's crazy. Like, I haven't gotten too out of shape. I still have a lot of strength in the gym when I do go. Um, and that to me just proves it even more. I'm just like, bro, like I haven't even been working out like the past 2 months that much, and it's still the same. If not, I feel even better. So yeah, nutrition to me, it takes the cake, man. Like if you can get that part down, bro, you're like miles ahead of the pack because that's usually the hardest part for people.
Okay, I like
Yeah,
that, but I got a
yeah,
question. So, like, I'll see like bodybuilders on like I guess like the explore page on
yeah.
Instagram, and even your page. I see you all the
Hmm.
time posting like reels and clips, and I see them working
Yeah.
out. But why is there not like more of a focus on like the new? Like, why don't we ever see like people posting
More about the
meals? Is
meals.
it because it's like, yeah, like is it because it's like not as entertaining
Oh.
or?
And you know what? I think it's part of that. I think it's not as exciting. To talk about nutrition and meals and stuff. The other piece to it as well, like I said, it's the thing that people struggle with the most. If you think about it, um, mostly everything we do involves food or alcohol, either one, right? Like
Yeah,
every
yeah.
gathering, family gatherings, friend gatherings, I mean, events, like whatever it is, there's usually food involved. That's just how things are. That's just how we are. So it's very hard to take someone, like you said, for your example, if someone comes up to me, they're 160 pounds, they're like, hey, Tyler, I want to look like you, I want to be a bodybuilder. Like that's the first thing I'm asking, or that's the first thing that pops in my head is what's their lifestyle like? Like what's a regular day for you? That's usually like the first question I ask people when they're seeking help is what's how many meals do you eat a day, or what's your diet like now currently? So I think it's harder to pull people away from that, from being in their routine and eating what they're eating and stuff like that. I mean, to tell somebody that's eating, well, I mean, if they're eating like one meal a day and drinking a cup of water, to tell somebody to go from that to I need you to eat 4 meals a day, chicken, white rice. I need to drink 128 ounces of water a day. Like it's such a big change. So that's usually that I find like when helping people out. That's usually like the hardest part to get going is getting in a good routine with nutrition. I think it took me, man, to get really like on it. I would say it took almost a year to get everything together. Yeah, because it was. I mean, it's funny. I was just actually looking in my reminders on my phone. Um, and I've had this phone for a little while, so I scrolled all the way down. I had reminders from like when I first started working out, like oh, meal one, meal two, meal three. I mean, now to the point I don't need reminders for meals, but I
Yeah.
mean that's the steps I took, because it was such a big lifestyle change to go from eating whenever I was hungry or whenever I felt like it to okay, you got a meal at 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m. You know what I'm saying? It was different, and I needed to do whatever it took to kind of get me on that path. So that I feel like that is like the hardest part. I think that's why a lot of influencers or people on social media don't I mean, I see that they speak about it, but I think it's not as exciting as seeing someone squat
Yeah.
400 pounds or seeing someone bench 300 pounds, you know, or see someone on stage. It's not as exciting. And usually they'll show that piece, or, you know, they'll show those stage shots or videos of them in the gym to kind of pull those people in, like, oh, okay, you know, might get someone interested. And then that's when you lay the diet on them. Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. I love it. Okay, that makes sense. What I mean, okay, so let's say this hypothetical
Mhm.
person, they're adhering to the nutrition portion, so they're like, I guess 90% there
Yeah.
mentally. What's what's the next step?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Next
guess.
step. I mean, not really next step, but more of a simultaneous step would be, you know, increasing intensity in the gym. So, um, nutrition is king, but you gotta have that resistance training in order to, you know, promote muscle growth. So, not so much of a next step, more of like a simultaneously we're doing this as well type thing. But like I said, that would be just getting in the gym, starting to really just trying to like you want to you don't really want to jump to okay, I went from not going to the gym to I'm going to the gym 5 days a week now, because it's not necessarily more is better when it comes to the gym. It's finding a good balance for recovery, rest and recovery, because that's really where your body's growing and changing anyway. So I think, you know, it's a lot of evaluation in the first steps or the first few weeks, I would say, if of someone like, you know, first starting out. It's a lot of, you know, seeing what your body can and can't handle, seeing not only what your body can and can't handle, but your lifestyle. You know, some people, you know, some people have kids, some people have they work long hours or they work overnight, things like that. So it's kind of like a tug of war situation between you and the person, because you're just trying to figure out what's the most effective and efficient plan, nutrition and training, that you can adhere to that doesn't conflict with other areas of your life. You know, that's like that's the happy medium, I guess, that you want to find.
I like that, and I bet that's extremely
It's
hard to
extremely hard. I'm still trying to
find.
find it.
Oh
Still
man.
trying to
Okay, yeah. That's
find it.
interesting. Oh, and I think that ties right into, I guess, my
Yeah.
next question. It was really give us your day. I know you have another. I guess yeah,
Hmm.
another job. So give us, I guess, your day to day and how you are trying to still balance it too, like your day to day in like bodybuilding and how you balance it with like your life and your relationships outside
Yeah,
of that.
yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I guess I'll say right now it's kind of more chill. Not too much going on. Like I said, I haven't been going to the gym as much lately. I've just focusing more on work and things like that. But I'll give you an example of a day for me, like if I'm preparing for a show, right? So usually how it goes is I'll wake up, I guess around 5 a.m. or 5:30, something around there, and I'll head to the gym. I'll do my morning cardio, like stair stepping for about 30 or 40 minutes, something like that. I usually do like cardio and like something else, like either calves or abs, some type of like light touch up training work in the morning. So from there, leave the gym. I'll come home. I'll shower, get ready for work. You know, I gotta make my digestive drink, like my morning drink. Um, I'll take my supplements and everything, make my first meal. And the good thing is I work from home now, so that's been a huge blessing. But
Mm,
I'll come, you
nice.
know, get set up, get ready for work. I'll pretty much work all day, and throughout work, you know, I'm eating my meals and you know, staying on point with that, with my water. I keep that with me right beside my desk and everything.
What do your meals look like throughout the day? Like what's like your most common, like your, I know probably you probably eat
Yeah,
variations of it, but what do you normally
yeah,
eat on a
easy.
regular?
White rice, chicken breast, and vegetables every meal.
Mm.
I mean, like
Oh
every
man,
single
every
meal.
meal?
I like to keep it simple. I mean,
Oh,
I like to make it kind of different. sometimes if it gets boring. But for me, like when I'm in prep, the simpler the better, or the more simple the better for me, just because I'm always on the go in prep, I feel like, because it's kind of hard, man, because when you have work, you got to make sure that's good. You got to take care of your chicken, no pun intended. And then you have bodybuilding, which is like my passion. So of course I'm going to take care of my chicken there. I'm passionate about it. So it's finding like a good balance with that. But what I've seen where it's kind of like you kind of lose out, because if you're trying to be balanced or 100% in both areas, what's going to sacrifice the most is your free time. So, I mean, but that's your decision. You're choosing to do that. So, I just try to remind myself of that, as much as possible when I'm prepping and when I'm preparing for shows, is that this is my decision. I'm blessed to be able to do this, to eat 6 meals a day. I'm blessed to be able to eat or drink a gallon and a half of water a day. I'm blessed to be able to train in this nice facility. You just got to stay grateful through it. I've found that that's what helps me the most. Um, but yeah, man, it's I keep things simple with the meals. So I'm pretty much eating my meals, drinking my water throughout the day. Soon as I finish work, when I'm in prep, I'm going straight to the gym. So I'll go straight to the gym, eat my pre-workout meal, go to the gym. I'll train and I'll do some more cardio after I train. Usually I'm in the gym about 2 hours, I want to say, when I'm prepping, maybe like 2.5 hours.
Oh, nice.
So by this time it's what, like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I come home. I'll eat, my post-workout meal. And I'll relax a little bit, might watch some TV, maybe play some video games, whatever, for like an hour or two. I'll eat my last meal before I go to sleep, shower, and then I'm sleep. I gotta be to sleep by like, I mean, if I'm getting up at 5, maybe like 9 or 10, is when I usually go to sleep, like right 9 or 10 p.m. Because, when you're in prep, or, preparing for a show, or just, in a diet or whatever it is, sleep is very essential. So, like I said, this is my passion, so I'm 100% on everything. I'm not missing nothing. So, I'm trying to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. For me to do that, I got to go to sleep at like 9 or 10, so I can wake up at 5, and then I'm starting all over again, man. That's a typical day for me, and that I usually go on like that for, I want to say like anywhere between 16 to 20 weeks, so about 4 or 5 months. It's generally like that. You know.
Goodness. Why why is sleep that's crazy. I got two questions. One I was just thinking about the chicken and rice.
Yeah.
I swear I know you put ketchup on the chicken
Sure.
and rice, but do you do the
Yes, I
mustard
do
too?
anything that I can do at that point. So,
Why
bro,
is
it's
that?
just the chicken and rice, man. It gets so plain. It's so boring. I mean, to even think
Mm,
about it, I just imagine eating the same thing. We can even make it fun. Imagine eating the same slice of pizza like 6 times a day.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm
After
saying
slice
after
three,
slice
it'd be
three,
nasty.
the cheese is gonna be tasting like mucus or something. It's not gonna be good, you know. It's like, bro, what is this? So after a while, man, it gets boring. But the good thing about chicken and rice is it's so plain that you can put anything in it, and it's gonna take that flavor is gonna take it over, you know. So usually I'll do like
Mm,
sugar free ketchup, or I'll put on like mustard maybe. Um, it's mostly like low calorie, sugar free sauces that you want to use. There's so many to choose from, especially nowadays. Like they got so many different ones now, but I mostly stick to the no sugar ketchup, bro. That's usually like the go to for me. Yeah,
okay, yeah, I
yeah.
saw you doing that. I was
What
like, what
is
is
that,
that? I was like, oh my gosh, ketchup and rice. But I was like, it
bro?
must be good
It's
because he
not.
eating it.
I mean,
But
in the moment, it's really good, but looking back, it's like, yeah, man. It's a little.
goodness.
It's more extreme for that part of it. Like, for your example again, like if someone says, I want to look like you, I want to be a bodybuilder, then yeah, they are going to have to do that. But it's not that extreme, when you're just trying to, be more of have more of a, like I said, have more balance with your lifestyle. Like if you're just like, I want to lose this weight, I don't really have a deadline. I'm just, I just want to be a better me, better version of myself. It's not as strict as ketchup and chicken and rice, but you know, there is still some discipline you gotta have, you know, to make that happen. So, yep,
True.
yep.
That makes sense. I I I wanna, so I'm gonna ask one last question because you highlighted
Hmm.
it, and I think I
Yeah,
understand why it's important, but I want to ask you, why is sleep so crucial for bodybuilding and just
yeah,
life in
yeah,
general?
bro. That's a phenomenal question. Bro, sleep is literally your body's way of like recuperating. So, like, you got to think about how much information your brain processes in a day in what, like, let's say 18 hours, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're like, you got to think, like, your brain's going all day, your mind's racing all day, you're moving all day. And not only that, but you got to think all these processes that are going on within your body that you don't even have any control over that are naturally happening. So you got all this stuff going on. You got all this movement. I mean, at the end of the day, your body needs rest, right? A lot of people, I mean, I'm sure you hear this, Will. People say, oh, team no sleep. I wake up, I go to
Yeah.
sleep at 1 a.m. I wake up at 4 a.m. I'm back at it. It's not it. It's not optimal. It's not good for, it's not healthy. Like, and it's crazy because I just started realizing how essential sleep was, like maybe within like the last like year and a half, 2 years maybe. And it's just made a world of a difference. So, like, I'll tell you like a quick, like, I guess like testimony, like, um, last year when I was competing, I was preparing for my show, and bro, my sleep was awful. Like, because I wanted to have free time while preparing for a show and stuff, I decided to stay up later, you know, and not go to sleep so I can have more free time. You know, I'm busy all day. I'm at work. I'm at the gym, all that stuff. So, at the end of the night, I want to
Yeah.
have some free time. I want to stay up a little bit later. So, after a while, like after some weeks, you know, compounding, it started to take a toll on my body because I was putting my body through so much during the day. You know, of course, actively in your active conscious, you're not gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm tired." Your subconscious is gonna tell you you're tired. Your body's telling you you're tired, but you're not gonna actively say it. But I was running myself through the mud, and it started to show in my physique. And ultimately, I think that it contributed or led to, um, I ended up having some infections develop within my intestines, like in my gut. Yeah, bro. So
Yeah.
I think it was just like high cortisol, and that's usually what comes from like lack of sleep is high cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So, bro, I mean, just from that alone, if you think about it, I mean, your cortisol can shoot up, which is the stress hormone from lack of sleep. Your metabolism can fade. If you have a high metabolism, it can fade from lack of sleep. Um, you won't be able to lose fat as much. You actually burn the most fat when you're asleep, which is crazy. So, I mean, bro, sleep is probably the most essential thing. Like, if we're like ranking things, I'll go nutrition one, sleep two. Well, I'll really put sleep like tied with one, but I guess you could put it at two. But yeah, it's that important. I put it over the gym, honestly. Yeah.
Dang. Goodness, yeah, I believe you though, because like when you said you go to like when you're training like 9 to 10, that's how I've been for the past couple of years. Like 9, 10, 10,
Yeah, 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock is like the
Yeah,
last
exactly.
resort. Like
Yeah, man. It's it's
last
it's it's
resort.
kind of
Oh
crazy,
man.
man. Like, I mean, if you think about it, like, and this is just, I'm not even talking about bodybuilding at this point. Like, sleep is so essential. I mean, it's as essential as water, to be honest with you. Like,
It
like it's
is.
up there with
It
water.
is. You feel the difference like in
Yeah,
work and really everything. If I get like if I don't get like I
yeah,
might not get 8, but I'll get if I get like less than 7, I'm like, oh my, I'm
exactly.
tired all day.
It's
I'm like,
crazy, bro,
I gotta
because a
get a
lot
sleep.
of people, like, I think the 8, 9 hours of sleep intimidates a lot of people because that's a very long time. You know, like when you think about it, I mean, that's
It is.
if you tell somebody, yeah, you got to sleep for the next 9 hours, that's most people, like the average person does not sleep 8 to 9 hours. But look, just like you just said, like I mean, even getting going from 4 to 6 hours a night, even that's good. Even going from 6 to 7 or 7 to 8, you know what I mean? Just like if you can get an extra hour
Yeah.
in, get it. You know, it makes that much of a difference. I mean, like you said, like not even from a bodybuilding perspective, but more so from just a functionality perspective. Just being at work, like I've had days where I've slept like 3 hours or 4 hours, and I try to come into work, bro. I'm saying
It's like
it's
you
like
hung over almost.
it's just like you're hungover. But then I'll have days where I'll sleep 8 9 hours and I'll come into work. I'm ready. I'm sending good morning text to the team. I'm ready. I'm so ready. I got everything set up before work and everything. So I think it just comes down to like, you know, preparing yourself for like success for the future, and then, you know, taking care of yourself too. Like just like, you know, this 160-pound person coming to me and saying, you know, I want to be a bodybuilder, I want to look like you. Yeah, so you have to take the holistic approach then. You can't just say, I want to look like that, but I'm only going to do part of what's necessary to get there. So yeah, I think you got to take, it's a holistic approach. Your body's involved, your mind's involved, your spirit's involved, in my opinion. I think everything's involved. So you have to feel like fully cater to yourself, fully cater to your body, and put yourself first in a healthy way. You know what I mean? Um, and yeah, man, I think that's like I said, just look at the big picture, and just try to improve all aspects of your life. That's, I mean, shoot, it goes right back to what I said about being a bodybuilder. That's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. You're
full
right. It's
circle moment.
full circle. Um, so that's gonna conclude the first part of the interview. We're gonna go into the not so speed round. I'm gonna ask you
Okay,
5 quick questions, and then after that,
okay,
well, it's over. The first question is name 4 words that describe a
jeez,
bodybuilder.
okay. Um,
To
okay,
you,
to me,
to you.
disciplined, consistent, fearless, confident.
Love it. What's one profession that you would say the bodybuilder is most like, or like you would think it's most like in
MMA
organization?
fighter for sure. Or like a, I guess like a professional athlete. But
Oh,
if we're being specific, I would say like an MMA fighter because it's, no, I was gonna
why?
say just because it's a individual sport, so it's up to you. But at the end of the day, you do still have a team around you. You have people that support you that are there for you, and without them, you probably wouldn't be there. Um, and then the third piece is how much it requires outside of the octagon or off the stage, I guess. You know what I mean? So you know, with fighters, they, you know, they got to make weight, um, and then what you have to put your body through to perform as well. Because I mean, as a bodybuilder, you put your body through a lot. I mean, from the amount of food you eat, you know, even like trying to build muscle to, you know, cutting down the amount of food you don't eat when trying to lose weight. No cardio sessions in the morning, and then at the end of the day, you still have to live life outside of bodybuilding. So it's like it's a 24/7 thing, but you have to manage it. I think that's what makes it like so difficult, is because it's not like, okay, I go to practice, I go home, or I go to the game, after the game we're done. It's not like that. Even after the show, you still got to be on diet and stuff like that. So I would compare it to like MMA, um, being a professional athlete or something. Yeah.
I love it. That was a great. That was like a
Yes, bro.
great
Appreciate
example
that.
of like
I've
how.
thought about that one for a while, so that's probably
Yes,
why.
sir.
I'm like, yo, there's no other sport like this.
Not yeah. That was I was like, cause you're the first person, the first guest
Yeah.
that asked that question because I thought it was relevant because like the you honestly what prompted it was you saying
Yeah.
like discipline because I've never
Hmm.
I guess I've thought that but like I didn't maybe think it in the way of
Yep.
how you presented it so I thought that was a
Yeah,
really
bro.
good
Yes,
like
sir.
example. Okay. Um, what does a world without bodybuilding look like?
A world without bodybuilding. Hmm. It's interesting. I think I think that bodybuilding has pushed fitness to new heights. I think that it's expanded the fitness community. I think it's expanded the culture as well, along with social media and people being just more involved. So a world without bodybuilding, I don't think that people, I won't say push their limits, but find out what their limits are as much without bodybuilding. I don't think that um I honestly don't think that people exercise or take fitness as serious as much without bodybuilding, because this is the thing. Fitness and bodybuilding to me are, within one and the same, but they're separate at the same time. But I think that bodybuilding or bodybuilders show how far you can take something, and then everything else is under that. So if you think about it, like if there's somebody, let's go back to the 160-pound guy, right? If he's,
Yeah.
let's say for argument's sake, he sees what I look like, right? But let's say he doesn't want to look like that, but maybe something close to it. If he sees
Yeah.
me working out in the same gym as him on a daily basis, and he's able to see what I can do, for lack of a better term, I guess. I mean, I think for him in his head, he's like, okay, I don't want to look like that, but I want to look better than what I look now.
Yeah.
Like if this man, this person here that I see on a daily basis, he puts his pants on the same way I do. If he can look like that, why can't I look a little bit better? Why can't I take some strides to start, making changes in my life? Why can't I, you know, improve my physique as well? And honestly, essentially, it's
Definitely.
really already that, I think, within this world, or within, the world today, how we are. Because to be honest, like if somebody comes up to me and they're 160 pounds, you're probably not gonna look like me. But then again, I'm probably not gonna look like Mr. Olympia. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think just having someone that you're able to look up to, or someone that inspires you, or evokes some type of emotion out of you that makes you want to better yourself, or put your best foot forward. That's what it's all about. So I think a world without bodybuilding is just that. I don't think people push their limits as much or find out what their limits are, and I don't think that I don't think that fitness is what it is today with that. If that makes sense.
Nah, yeah, it did. I love what you said there. I actually had it written on my board. I erased it, but it was why can't
Yeah.
I? And it was like about it was business oriented, but it's like it really broke through to me. I think it was last year. It was
Oh.
like why can't if like we're all the same. Like I always tell my fiance, like
Yeah.
nobody's unique.
We're all
Like we're all the same. Like we're all the
exactly.
same like species. It's like if someone did
Exactly.
it, like you can do it too. You might, like you said, it
Mhm.
might not look the
Mhm.
same as
But you can do it.
them, but you can do it. Like, and it can, yeah, it's
Yes,
like, yeah,
sir.
I love that quote. Like, I live by that quote.
Exactly.
It's like, if anyone can do it, you can do it. Like,
I
and you might
forgot
be
who.
like,
I
there's
forgot
really
who.
nothing stopping you.
Um, Russell Westbrook. That was like his slogan for a little bit. Why not? That was like his thing that he ran with, like with Jordan Brand and things
Mm,
like that. It's just like, why not me? Why not I? And I think that's like you said, you hit the
yeah,
nail on the head. Like we're all the same. We're all different in our own way, but we're all the same. And like you said,
yeah,
it may not look the same, or it may not be the same, but then again, you're not going to perceive it the same once you're at that point. Your perspective is going to be different anyway, so
facts,
why would you want it to be the
facts,
same? So it's I think
facts.
that's like a really good point, bro. That's a great quote, actually. Yeah, it's a strong quote.
It's strong. I think it's what
Yeah,
I think it's one of the strongest because it's like you hear a lot of things when we're like
right.
it's like because we're grown men now, but like when we're kids, we hear a
Yep.
lot of like quotes and cliches, and it's like we hear them all the time, and it's like
Yeah.
your parents are like you can be anything you want to be, and then it's like you
You
hear
don't
that
believe
you don't really believe it, but then like last year I heard that it's like it's the same thing. It's like
that?
why not? You can be anything you want to be. Like it's like you literally can be, and it's like but you have to like resonate with
Yeah.
quotes and like I guess sayings yourself
Yep.
in
Yep.
order for it to
I
take
feel it,
action.
bro.
It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy. Yes, sir.
Okay.
The fourth question, we almost finished. Are you
Under.
underpaid or overpaid as a bodybuilder?
Underpaid.
Under. Why
Yeah,
under?
quick.
Why under? That was
I think
quick.
it's underpaid.
That was quick.
Just because from the sport itself, I will say. Now, from the industry, I don't think it's underpaid. I think it's very well paid. But from the sport itself,
Okay.
to be honest, bodybuilders don't really get paid from the sport, man. Like, it's you compete, as a professional, you'll compete, for a grand prize, for a grand prize money or whatever. But I mean, only the top three. I would, yeah, usually it's really only the top three, maybe the top five, depending on how big the show is. Will get prize money, and depending on the size of the show, the promotion, and everything. I mean, it can range from 20,000 for the top spot to 2,000 for the fifth spot. So it really all depends on the show and like I said, the promotion and how much I guess traction the show is making with the public and everything. But I would say it's definitely underpaid. I personally think that um, there should be some type of like salary or stipend or something. But I think they're working their way. They actually are up in the pay. I think for shows like this one guy, he won a show last year, and where was that? I think it was in Ohio, and grand prize was I want to say it was 60K for first place. So you got 60,000. But then I
Okay.
mean, when I say like the industry, it's not underpaid. It's more so because of the sponsorships. That's really where you make your money. So like through social media, getting on with supplement brands and clothing brands and things like that. Because most of the time, um, if you win any prize money, a lot of those sponsors will match that money or have some type of incentive where, okay, whatever prize money you get, we'll double it. Or whatever prize money you get, we'll match it, or we'll do a percentage or something like that. So, um,
Okay.
sometimes like there was this one guy, he competed, I think he made like $96,000 in like, I want to say like 6 weeks because he won three shows like back to back to back. So yeah, so and then I don't
What?
know how much his
Goodness.
sponsors gave him because he has some. So I mean, it could range, man. But I mean, you're thinking like the guys I'm mentioning are like at the top of the ranks. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it's underpaid because
True.
most people aren't going to be at the top of the ranks. So yeah, there's money in there,
Facts.
but
Facts.
it's
Yeah.
tough to
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. I know. I know the only well, I'll say the only, but one dude
Yeah,
obviously everyone knows is Bumstead. I don't follow him. I see him.
bro,
I
is this
just know
from?
he making
I
a
don't
killing
even
just from
like. I
Instagram
think
alone. I know he.
he does the one show. He does the Olympia. He does one show a year. I think he said he's only done
Yeah.
like 12 shows in his life, maybe. I don't even think even that. Yeah, and he's been competing since I
Dang.
think he was like maybe 18 years old, maybe like the past 10 years. I think he's only done like one show a year. So yeah, so it's good for him
Dang.
because a lot of his money comes from business and sponsors and really social media. I think he has like 10 million followers or something crazy. So yeah, so he's good, but he's really the
Goodness.
exception to the rule. But then again, you know what I mean? But then
Yeah, it's
again,
like
though, to be honest, like I'm really
yeah.
thankful that
Thanks.
he's like a person in our sport because I feel like he is taking the sport to new heights. Because I mean, the fact that you even mentioned him shows that he's
Yeah.
taking the sport to a different level.
Yeah.
So I think hopefully by the time I'm on
Very
top,
true.
they're throwing out 10K like it ain't fit. But I'm hoping so. But I think that he's bringing
Facts.
more
Facts. Facts.
popularity to the sport. And I think in time that, with social media and, the growing of bodybuilding and fitness in general, because I think they both help each other hand in hand, that it's going to start to bring in some more revenue. Hopefully that trickles down to the competitors.
I love that. Yeah, you'll be on top though, but I love what you said. Like he's like the exception because people really don't realize
Yeah,
like the
that's him.
LeBrons and the Bumsteads and like the I guess the
Yeah,
yeah
that's
like the Warren Buffetts. like we said earlier, you can do whatever you
Yeah,
want, but like these people are like not
yeah.
I mean, yeah, some of them are like
I
genetically
mean,
superior to most humans, so it's
yeah,
really
yeah, bro. And
hard
it's,
to
I
get to their
mean,
level.
and like you
Some of
said,
them,
bro, you hit it on the head. Like these are genetic superiors. I mean, shoot, to me, Warren Buffett is a genetic superior because his brain is Bill
yeah.
Gates. That's another one. Or
Yeah, like they're not
yeah,
even the
now,
same.
no,
They
those
might
guys,
be
like
different
Elon Musk,
species than
all them,
human.
like they
Like,
might be
but
different species. But no, for real, like I think it's just like though, like you said, those are exceptions to the rule. But they are pushing the limits. You know, if you think about it, like perfect
yeah,
example, we'll take like if you watch NBA, right? I mean, before Michael Jordan
yeah.
came to the league, nobody's jumping from the free throw line. Nobody's taking off from outside the paint. Nobody's throwing ball fakes with one
Facts.
hand. Nobody's sticking their tongue out, driving baseline. So that stuff's not happening. So Michael Jordan comes to the league, he pushes the limit, and
Yeah.
then what do you get? You get Kobe, you get LeBron, you get AI, you get Melo. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and look at now.
And then look at now, you got
Exactly.
Giannis and we got
You got
Wemby. It's
seven
like
footers
you
bringing the
got the
ball down
seven
the court.
footers
So
coming
like,
in and like
I'm not saying that Michael Jordan created Wemby, but and essentially he pushed the limit
yeah.
to where that is. I mean, it's the same thing with bodybuilding. Like you take,
Bro, but he kind of, not to get off topic, but he kind of did create him, because if Michael Jordan never became Michael Jordan, we wouldn't
no,
basketball would have never
exactly,
popularized to
exactly.
the point of
And
where it
Michael
is
Jordan
now.
is a really big icon to use because he really put the NBA on his back and made it like a
Facts.
global, you know,
He
thing.
did.
Yeah, like a global sport, really, because I don't think the
Sport.
NBA was
Yeah.
as popular before Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So that's it's the kind of same thing with like Chris Bumstead. I mean, you have Arnold, who's like the goat or like the icon, you know, from back in the day with bodybuilding. But Bumstead has
Yeah.
changed the game, man. Like if you put Bumstead back when Arnold was competing, he would destroy Arnold. But it's not. But it's not to say that Arnold wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? I think that these leaders, these like
Yeah.
icons, these people are necessary to just push the limit, just to see like, okay, if I can
Yeah.
make it to this point, I know you for sure can maybe get right here, or maybe right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's at least how I look at it. So I
Definitely.
look at those like athletes or those people like Warren Buffett or Elon Musk, Bill Gates, like these are people that are, you know, pushing the limit and paving the way, you know, because that's really what it's all about. It's just like, you know, paving the way for the people behind you, you know. So
Definitely. I love it. We live in a great society in America. Last question.
shout
Go
out to
America. I love
America.
America. Last
You saying?
Hey, it's so much haters in America. I mean, like, man, it's so much haters,
I
man. We
don't think
got so much
anybody.
freedom here and so much
I don't think anybody
opportunity.
want to be
I made a
anywhere else,
post
man. To be
today.
honest.
Man, it's man, my friend, he's Vietnamese. He's actually from
Yeah.
Vietnam. He went back home. Off topic, but I gotta say it. He
Mhm.
went home for 2 months, like, and he came back a month
Mhm.
ago. Me and him, actually at the
Yeah.
gym. We were talking. Me and him work out on Sundays, and he was like, "Man, I went home and I had to get out of there." And I was like, "Why?"
Oh
He was
my
like,
gosh.
"Bro, there's no opportunity in my homeland." He said people like come here and they like they'll die trying to
Just,
come to
bro,
America
just listen
just
to
for the
that statement right there
opportunity,
at the end. People are willing to risk their lives and
bro.
their families' lives just to get an opportunity to come here.
It's and people don't realize that, and it's like it's
I'm
that
saying,
inspired me. I said, "Hey, bro, I inspired Robert today." He's like, "Yeah, I know." He's
yeah.
like, "Not true." He's like, "Not true," but people in general. And I was like, but it really made me think, because like it really made me think like America is such a
Hmm.
great country, not because you can make a lot of money, but there's just so much
Hmm.
like even like you could be 40 years old, dead, broke, homeless, and you could
Hmm.
not like not, we don't got to shoot
Yeah.
for the outliers. You don't got to be a millionaire, But you could get a
Mhm.
job making
And
like
buy a
eighty
house.
thousand
Yep.
dollars in like 2 years and buy a house and be homeless. In a lot of other
Yep.
countries,
It's
you
it.
homeless,
That's
you're
like
gonna die homeless.
bro,
There's
you
no
hit it
hope.
on the
There's no
head.
hope
Like,
for you.
bro, it's I mean, they call it the land of opportunity. Now, granted, like, I don't agree with,
Yeah.
and let's not get political, but I don't agree with a lot of the things like we do here.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like,
Definitely.
it is a
Definitely.
great place to be. Like, I don't think that, if you're born here, you live here, I don't think you really understand the magnitude. I don't even think I really understand because I've never been or seen with my own eyes
Yeah.
that part of the world. So where it's like, damn, they don't have
Yeah.
clean water or they don't have any food here, like at all.
Man. Bro, I seen it one time in Jamaica. I got off the plane, and we gonna hang it up
I'm
soon,
saying,
y'all. I'm sorry. This is we go, but this is a good conversation. But when I got off the plane, and to the left it was a resort that we were going to, and to the
hmm
right was a fence, and it was like a mountain behind the fence, and it went like it's a mountain, so it went up high. But on that mountain were shacks, and like literally it was shacks like stacked up each other up to the top of the mountain, and like there were kids behind the fence, like
wow,
screaming, like
yeah,
give us stuff because we were come out the airport,
yeah,
and I was like, mom,
right.
because I was like 16, because the only time I've been out of the country when I was like 16, and I was like, mom, they don't have electricity
What?
or running water because they're on the side of a mountain, and you see the kids they wearing like barely got any clothes on, and like, but it was like a paradox because
Oh
like to the left
wow.
you saw like the resort and it was gated, but then to the right you see the fence, and like that was the first time
Yeah,
that I
where it
really
like
like
opened
I
your
was like,
eyes.
oh my goodness, like
Yeah.
there is yeah, I was like there's people that's
Yeah,
really
yeah, I was gonna say it's not
like
even a
struggling,
struggle.
not even
It's
a
it's
word. Like
more of
it's like
like
people
life
out
or
here
death,
like
bro. Like, I mean, think about like kids, man. Kids
yeah.
that like all they know is I don't know when I'm gonna eat again. Or I don't know when I'm gonna have a glass of water.
It's it's crazy, but a lot of them they don't even have hope. And
That's
like
crazy.
that's like they don't like they don't have hope. And it's like
Yeah.
you don't ever want to be in a
Yeah,
position where you don't have hope
that's it.
because like
Like
if you have hope, you
you're
don't have
literally
anything.
waiting for
You know what
something
I
to fall in your
mean?
lap. I mean, you're not really waiting, but so yeah, you're just existing. You're just there.
You're existing
That's
at that point.
crazy, man.
Man, it's crazy.
Bro.
But hey, that's why I love America. We got
Yes, sir.
opportunity and
Every
we gotta
day.
take advantage of that opportunity every
Yes,
day,
sir.
every day, every day.
Mhm.
Last last question. Name one person, book, or event that
Ooh.
changed the trajectory of your life.
One person, book, or event that changed the as cliche as this is about to sound. As yes,
Hey,
sir. Okay, as
as long as
cliche
it's
as
the
it
truth, as long as it's
sounds,
the truth.
but and I won't say bodybuilding, but I'll say that fitness, and I've always said this, that fitness for sure like changed me, like and saved me in a way. Because I mean, before man, like before I got into bodybuilding or got into the gym or anything like that, I was a different type of person, bro. Like not nowhere near the type of guy today. Like not even close. Um, and I would say what contributes to
Yeah.
that the most is not necessarily like going to the gym or anything. I think, and I mentioned this earlier, like I feel like there's a spiritual connection to whatever your passion is, right? I feel like that's why where the passion comes from is like your spirit or something deeper than, that's within you. And it's just been a spiritual journey, bro, like going through bodybuilding and everything, just because it's it requires like a lot of responsibility, obviously, because at the end of the day, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do these shows. I don't have to eat chicken and rice. I don't have to go to the gym, but I choose to do it. And the craziest thing is, I choose to do it
Fact.
even though it's very, 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 very uncomfortable. And I think that like it's shown me like the type of man that I am today, but it also showed me before the type of man I wanted to become, because it was just like, man, like this is very hard with stuff that I'm doing. I'm eating stuff that I don't want to eat. I'm putting my body through pain that I don't want to be in. And on top of all of that, bro, it doesn't come quick. Like it takes like for me to get to where I'm at now. Granted, I think that
Yeah.
I am like blessed to do this, and I do have good genetics and things like that. But bro, it still took me like almost 3 years to get to where I'm at now. And not to say I'm not anywhere, but I'm not where I want to be yet.
Facts.
So if you think about that, man, to put in like hard work, like day after day, because I told you, like with bodybuilding, this is 24/7. This is not like an on season, off season. This is like, okay, now I'm preparing for a show. Okay, I'm not preparing for a show. I'm eating 6 times a day. I'm eating 5,000 calories. I'm drinking this much water. Like I'm training this many times. So it's nonstop. And to do that, I think like how long I've done it, it just shows to me like I said, the type of man I am, the resilience I have, and then I've just pretty much applied those traits that I've learned through diet and being in the gym and bodybuilding to my life. And the life I've created, man, it's just been, I'm just so thankful. Like I was in, like I said, such a different place like 2 or 3 years ago, and bro, it's spread everywhere, like in such a great way, like to my relationships with my family, relationships with my friends and the people I love and care about, and it's just, I mean, it's made me like a more open, outgoing person. I think it's made me connect with people a little bit better too. So I think it's just improved me as a person, and I think that's why I love it so much, and I'm so like drawn and so into it. It's just because it's like a constant growing phase for me. And it's not so much the physical, because if we're being honest, like I'm not really that into working out. Like I do it because I have to look a certain way, but
Mm-hmm.
bro, it's just like, bro, the mental and spiritual
Yeah.
journey I've been on, and I'm still on it. It's just been, bro, I'm just so thankful for it. Like I wouldn't trade anything in the world for, the things I've gone through spiritually, um, and mentally and emotionally,
Yeah.
and bro, I attribute that to, my success in bodybuilding and then my involvement in fitness and nutrition. I think that's where it comes from.
Facts. I love it. I love it, man. This probably been the best one yet.
Yeah.
We hit on a lot of key notes, man. Give the
Okay.
people
Yeah,
all your
man. I
social
appreciate
medias. I'm gonna
everybody
put
for
them in
tuning
the
in, man.
thumbnail
This is
too,
this
so they can
is
reach out to you.
been great. And again, Will and Unknown Studios, I appreciate you guys for having me on and even thinking of me. I appreciate that so much more than you guys know. My socials, you guys can follow me. T_rain23. That's on Instagram as well as TikTok. Those are the only two socials I'm on as of right now. So I appreciate y'all, man.
Man, okay.
Please.
Y'all give
Please,
Tyler a
and
follow,
hit me
man.
up,
I
man.
really
Like if
appreciate
anybody
y'all.
has any questions on fitness or bodybuilding or any of that stuff, or you just want to hit me up, talk, that's fine too. Just reach out. I'm just normal guy, regardless of what you see or how you perceive. Just reach out to me, man. I'm very open, easy to talk to. So I appreciate that.
Definitely, definitely. Well, thank you guys for joining the Unknown Options. Y'all have comment, like, and subscribe, and y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all.